Now to an update on the legal battle over the foster care system in Texas. It cost taxpayers tens of millions of dollars hiring court-appointed monitors to inspect the system and present their findings. Investigative reporter Morgan Young spent the past few weeks crunching the numbers to see where all that money is going.
"13 years is a long time.
These are children who do not have a voice.
And 13 years ago, a group of lawyers sued the state of Texas on behalf of those nearly 12,000 foster children, alleging the state was failing to find them homes, wasn't maintaining enough staff to care for them, and was failing to properly investigate reports of those children being abused in the state's care.
I do think it helped to get some attention on this issue. I think that was good 13 years ago.
Texas State Representatives Ana Maria Ramos and James Frank both sit on the Texas House Committee that oversees the two agencies that were sued in this lawsuit. Since it was filed in 2011, U.S. District Judge Janice Jack ruled the state failed, ordered sweeping changes, and appointed 2 teams of monitors to make sure those changes are being made. Those monitors present their findings in reports like this one twice a year in federal court.
I think mostly the court monitors and the continued drag out of it has actually made it much more difficult.
And that is one of the arguments attorneys for the state are currently making in its appeal to the Fifth Circuit, citing the cost. I spent weeks going through the invoices those monitor teams submitted for their work, travel, and expenses to create those reports since they started in July of 2019. I found that in that nearly 5-year period, they have billed the state more than $66 million. That is more than $35,000 a day.
Those are just the court monitor fees.
But many believe Judge Jack's hearings and the monitor reports are the only way to keep the system accountable.
Judge Jack is a hero. To say that it's dragging or that we're spending too much money, we need to really step back and really look at what we're doing, because this is our future.
The state is currently arguing that it's met Judge Jack's requirements, writing it spent more than $150 million in addition to those fees to comply with the judge's orders, citing things like ramping up recruiting and hiring, improving investigation processes, and updating policies and training.
Not saying that the agency is perfect, but they're doing a much better job. So that is a very good thing.
Through open records and court records, I found the state has also been ordered to pay more than $12 million for the legal fees of the attorneys suing them. For its own defense, the state has billed attorneys with the AG's office nearly 30,000 hours and paid the private firm it hired last fall more than $4 million. In a statement, the lead attorney suing the state, Paul Yetter, wrote in part, "The court's orders have forced the state to improve in many areas, but there's still much more to do before all Texas foster children are safe." He also pointed out that the fees the state's paid in all 13 years of this suit amount to 0.5% of the state's child welfare budget just this year.
They're not saying it's helping the kids. They're just saying it's not that much that we're taking away from other government services.
13 years is a long time, and tens of millions is a lot of money. But Ramos says that's relative when you look at who hangs in the balance.
I look at the bigger picture. This is an investment in the future of these children and really the future of Texas.
We are still waiting on the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals out of New Orleans to rule on this case. The state is requesting this case be assigned to a new judge and for the court to cancel a $100,000 per day fine that Judge Jack ordered back in April. In the meantime, Judge Jack has scheduled the next status hearing to review the latest monitor report for September 19th.